What is going on, Movie Meals? We're here to talk about Iron Man and the Avengers. Avengers True Age of Ultron came out this week. Wait a minute, that was years ago. This is Justice League.
Yes!
So, Kyle, big DC boy, non-spoiler review, which is going to be tough because some of my things are spoilerific, but we will keep that non-spoiler. We'll let Kyle go first because this guy is the biggest Justice League fan I know. So, Kyle, what are your positives of Justice League?
And
that's all the time we have today, Movie Meals. Thanks for watching, Mom. All right, no, tell us. What's up?
I hate Marvel. No, I don't hate Marvel.
Me
no,
too.
I just figured that because this is a DC movie, we need a bash on Marvel as well, you know? Like, just what everyone else is doing in the comics.
Marvel always better.
Yep, always better. No, I was nervous about this movie. Not during the trailers or anything. I thought the trailers looked great. Absolutely terrified. I'll let the cat out of the bag on that one. I was terrified. The reviews weren't looking too good. They were saying the movie was fine, though it has its flaws and problems. But when I finally was able to go into this movie, yeah, I mean, this movie does have flaws. We'll go into that later. But overall, I actually had a good time with this movie. This wasn't the perfect Justice League movie that I was waiting for, but I say for the first time having Justice League on the big screen, we actually got a good representation of the team. And I think all the teammates coming together, and when they were finally able to get to know each other one-on-one or as a group and able to do battle against evil. I thought that was really where the movie shined the most. Not just with the chemistry, but also with the nice banter that they had. The writing was very good with that. The writing did a really good job at introducing us these new characters as well as showing us why we like the old ones as well. For the most part, there was a couple of times where it didn't quite work as well. But for the most part, I thought the writing did well at introducing all these characters, making them fun, making us excited for their future movies, if we ever get future movies for like Aquaman or Flash or Cyborg. The standout for me was definitely Flash. I thought not only the Flash was funny and hilarious, but I also thought that he added an element of charm and a lot of levity to the DC universe, which I think is what it kind of needed, which I was fine with the dark tones of it, but this movie does go away from the dark tones and does step into a much lighter tone, and I was actually okay with that. It actually worked really well with me. So I think the biggest thing about this movie is that it's really fun. The action is pretty good for the most part, and the best thing about this movie is that the team is coming together, which is what we wanted out of Justice League.
Great work.
That was a lot.
My positives of Justice League. All right, this film, one word to describe this film is fun. It's an enjoyable, let's save the world movie. The characters are the standout. With Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Superman, y'all know Superman's in this. DC's not kept that a secret. Relax.
I did not see that coming. I'm just gonna say it.
Anyway,
I did not see that coming.
The characters, the Flash, everybody together, Cyborg, they're fun, they're funny, and yet serious at times. It doesn't have the tone of Marvel, which I love. I actually feel it keeps the serious, more darker tone, but when they come together, these like Barry Allen's a funny guy. It's not that the tone has changed, it's that character's now brought into this world. Yeah. Cyborg has moments. Aquaman can be funny at times as well. Like
he had one good scene that
he had some good moments. But they're the standouts. Like every time watching the team together, the heroes, or seeing the heroes, even if we were seeing Aquaman for a second or the Flash for a second, I liked seeing those moments because like those characters, I want more. I want more of those characters. Them coming together worked. It's fun. It's got some good laughs. It's got good action. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Boom!
Not only that, but also, I know a lot of people were worried about, is this Zack Snyder's movie or is this Joss Whedon's movie? Because Zack had to leave due to some family issues that was going on in his life, so Joss had to step in. And you know, it really was a good balance between the two. Like, you can tell that there was Whedonisms, quote-unquote, in the movie, but it felt like it was shot by Zack Snyder, and I thought that it actually meshed well together. I don't know about you.
I'll get into that in my negatives.
Ooh, okay. Do you want to take away then with your negatives?
Sure. So my negatives, first let's talk, the CGI is not great. Villain's a little weak. I'm fine with Steppenwolf, but he's definitely a Marvel villain. Like, it's, look at the heroes, not focus on the villain. So I was fine with that, but he is a little weak. Wanted to point that out. It didn't bother me. Like, throughout the movie, I wasn't like, I'm hating this movie because the villain's weak. I was fine with it. The big thing is, the movie didn't feel to me like at times it was like Zack Snyder, Joss Whedon. It didn't feel like that. It felt like a cohesive movie with a blending of the tones. So I'll give it that positive. Yeah. But the thing that got me was it's hard not to. I'm gonna try to beat around the bush, but it's hard not to talk about to do spoilers.
Yeah.
But Superman is in the movie, and the way they use Superman, to me, feels like it was completely different than Zack Snyder's, and Joss changed that.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the CGI is really bad at times, and I'm looking. Or it's not really bad, but it's pretty bad. Like I've seen worse, but I've seen a lot better.
Yeah.
And there are moments with Superman specifically, especially that Henry Cavill stash that all the reports came out that they had to CGI out.
Oh yeah.
You could clearly tell that in most scenes. And it was a good film. The pacing at the beginning bothered me a little. Yeah. And a friend pointed out to me that he actually thought that the pacing was reminiscent of the way they paced the heroes in the animated cartoon. He felt that was paced pretty similarly, and I get that a little bit, but it still didn't work for me as much in the movie. I thought at the beginning trying to get the heroes was like, all right, let's go talk to Aquaman first, and let's do this. So it was a little, I don't know, like, I don't know why it bothered me, but it did just slightly. It's a small personal nitpick. I understand if it doesn't bother you at all. But overall, like, I had fun with this movie outside of some of the CGI issues. Sometimes it looked very computer animated in the fights. And then some of my problems had to do with Superman outside of his face and the way he's used in the film. Yeah, basically just the way he was used. And not that the way it's hard not to do spoilers. But if you've seen the film at this point, guys, the way he was used was fine. But it just stood out to me, and it kind of took me out of the movie for a minute, and then there was a small part in the way he was used that bothered me. Okay. A small moment, but overall I love Superman. I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. I felt Ben Affleck actually gave a good performance, even though he has all this drama, which I was nervous he was going to Jennifer Lawrence it and completely phone it in.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I thought he was still rough and tough. Gal Gadot's amazing. Ray Fisher as Cyborg's great. Ezra Miller's The Flash. And, of course, my man Jason Momoa's Aquaman is great. I can't wait for the standalone films. So just a few nitpicky things, some pacing issues, some CGI. But I wouldn't blame either of the directors. I think with every issue they had with Warner Brothers, as well as all the criticism and stuff, I think the Rotten Tomatoes score is slightly low for this movie. I think it's a little unfair. But yeah, those are my negatives.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about the Superman thing. That's interesting to be listening to.
Yeah, but I'm right.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, what you're saying is pretty spot on, though. I mean, the CGI, yeah, there are moments where, granted, this is a big blockbuster movie, and, you know, some CGI is obviously going to be there, but there's moments where you can tell you're like, it's going to take me on the movie. It doesn't look that sharp. The Superman CGI thing, I actually tried my hardest not to look at his face or like look at the upper lip part, so that way it would take
close-ups of his face for too long, though, and some of those images are surfacing and floating around Twitter right now. And it's kind of funny because it's so clearly a CGI top lip.
Yeah.
And I don't just let him shave the mustache. Like, it'd be easier to shave the mustache and put a prosthetic mustache on him, a fake mustache on him for the scenes in Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Instead, they made them spend visual effects money on this.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I just knew that going into it, I probably was going to see it, so I was like, all right, look at everything else but the upper lip. So.
Look at the muscles, look at the muscles!
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty
much
what
I will say, they did make me feel like I need to hit the gym. That's a negative. Yeah. You look too good, Jason Momoa and Aquaman and Ezra Miller and everybody.
Totally unfair.
Too unfair.
Yeah, so
all of them.
For the most part, yeah, the CGI is a little weak at parts. And the villain is also not memorable at all, unfortunately.
It's okay, though.
And it's kind of disappointing, because Steppenwolf, you know, he's an interesting villain to have, especially for, you know, your first Justice League movie. I was kind of hoping to see what direction they would take if it would further along the plots into future movies, but it doesn't really do that. There's not a lot for this character to really work with, and that's a lot to do with the plot being, you know, pretty simple. You know, big bad coming down, destroy Earth, everyone teaming up, you know, fight the big bad. That's pretty much what the plot is. I think it'll be fine for a lot of people, but some people might just be like, I don't like, you know, simple or whatever. Like, you know, some people like it, some people hate it.
We don't get, like, it's hard to make a great hero and a great villain in a movie. Like, even in The Dark Knight, it's Joker's so great, but you like Batman because of the other movie. But
Yeah.
it's still though like it feels like more of the Joker movie, where this feels like the heroes movie, and it's okay to do that. It's okay to like heroes. You just gotta have fun, people, have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And that's what I had fun in this movie too. But yeah, I totally agree with you as well. The first starting point, the first 10 minutes of the movie, I think it's 10, 20 minutes, whatever, is kind of hard to get through, mostly because there's a lot of setup for all these new characters, and they have to have their path to try and all come together as a team, and there was a lot of juggling parts, and it made it, the editing of each scene kind of jarring, but not as bad as Batman v Superman was. The entire movie was, edited pretty poorly.
It's better in the director's cut, where it doesn't have all those jarring cuts.
Yeah, that's true, but this is done much better, at least for those 10 minutes. But once the team gets together, that's where it does flow a lot better, and it won't be as bad as,
the
first
on
10 minutes.
the
So the
villain
beginning's tough to get through, but once you get through, then you're all in, and you're going to have a great time watching, I think. And I know I did, for sure. I'm really happy by how Justice League ended up
He's
turning
going
out.
again! 24 hours worth of time, he's going again!
Yeah, I have an alarm
gonna
set on my fake watch and everything. So
I'm going to try to go see it again.
Yeah.
You ready for ratings or score?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I'm actually leaning towards 6.5 out of 10. I'm leaning
No,
downward.
that's fair.
I need to see the film again, formulate some more opinions, some more thoughts. Now that I've seen it once, taking in all the other critics online, taking my own opinions and listening to other people, maybe something I didn't think of that actually did or that I liked or didn't bother me, and then go see it again. But I'm going to stick at a 7 right now because it's fun. It's no matter what, it's fun. And that's just a great thing. I walked out smiling, and let me say this real quick before you say a rating.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 after credit scenes.
Oh,
One's pretty good. One's pretty good.
Okay, now we have to.
One's really good.
Now we have.
Well, if you guys want a spoiler review, comment
Please.
below, give enough thumbs up,
I need to
and we
talk
can
about it.
do a spoiler
I need to
review.
talk
But you
about
got to comment and let us know you want it. But the last after credit scene is really good, and actually one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, and makes me excited for moving forward with DC properties.
Yeah, for sure.
So your rating, sir?
This movie coming out. This movie kind of reminded me of when we came out, Power Rangers. Like, we understood why there was kind of some negativity behind the movie, but overall we had a good time watching it. Like, it is a fun movie to watch. And that's kind of what I thought about with Justice League as well. Like, there is obvious problems in this movie. There's obvious problems in this movie, but overall, I had a great time, not just as a movie lover, but as a fan of Justice League. That's why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 as well. I think people will enjoy this if they just, have a great time, enjoy the heroes that are presented to us, and let's see if this is a great step in the right direction for DC.
Yeah, I hope so. They got a lot of movies coming out. I think Aquaman is next on the slate.
In like a year.
I think it's Aquaman. Yeah. And so, hey, I trust that James Wan guy. He's made a couple of good films.
Just a couple.
So, guys, what did you think of Justice League? Comment below, let us know your thoughts, and let us know if you want us to do a spoiler review. We'd love to do it, but we gotta hear from the people and know that it's something that's worth worth the limited time we have to make videos anyway to do. But we'd love to do it. We love talking about this. We got some new ideas coming for the channel. Stick with us. Please keep subscribing and sharing. Guys, we've taken a huge skyrocket in movie meals the last month or so because of you guys.
Past 500 subscribers.
Yeah, so
just now.
Keep it up. We got less than a month till Star Wars. If you want to know how much more I'm going to freak out over those little porgs.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of
We'll probably do a little vlog, just special vlog of that day as well that we're going to put on the channel of all the reactions, because I'm going to be standing in line all day. He'll be there for
by all the reactions. It'll be his reactions.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Well, give us all those comments down below, thumbs up, all that great stuff again.
And watch Justice League.
As always, Mom, thanks for watching.
See you guys.